Alphabet, well, they've scored some major deals for cloud services, and one of its latest deals is with Disney. That's according to a Wall Street Journal report. So what does this mean for Google and the other big cloud players? Joining us now to talk about all things cloud, Max Wolff. He's chief economist over at Manhattan Venture Partners. So Max, let's kind of start broad-based and top level here. Google in itself has already inked some pretty big cloud deals with Apple, with Spotify. Now they've got Disney in their roster. That's according to this journal report. So what does this tell you about Google's cloud business, its ambitions? How does it factor into the bigger picture of Alphabet and Google's business overall?
So great question. Maybe we should begin with a little bit on the cloud. Everyone talks cloud, and a lot of people think cloud is just a free or inexpensive way to store things, information, without having to deal with a thumb drive or a hard drive. And while that's one of the things clouds do, they do a lot more now. So all the wondrous powers of that little tiny device in your pocket or maybe on your wrist, they're wondrous powers because they're not in that device. They're in the cloud, and that's server centers, and that's a big deal, and that's how Google can give you such good search results so fast. That's how they can index a substantive portion of the web, right? So they want to bring that service out to the market the way Amazon has, on a for sale basis, because that's the new app economy, that's the new cloud economy, that's the new Internet of Things that we all kind of rely on, and this is the maybe less glorious back end without which none of it actually works, right? So it's what's under the hood of a car we're used to admiring, but we're not always used to opening the hood.
So here's the interesting part about that. You bring up a lot of great points here about what the cloud means and how this app-enabled kind of system that we all live in now depends on it. But Google, it's not that they're a latecomer to the game. We know that they're big in the cloud already, but they're not as big as some of the other guys. You mentioned Amazon. Microsoft is huge there. They're the top players, arguably, in this business. So what does this cloud business mean for Google? How does it change where Google stands in that cloud universe compared to guys like you said, Amazon or maybe a Microsoft?
So Alphabet needs to prove that it can build out its cloud and make it compelling to everybody, because the future of Alphabet and of Google is in this cloud. And the way to defray the cost of that is to rent out parts of the cloud you're not using and get economies of scale by building a much bigger cloud than you would otherwise use and selling use of it. That's what Amazon discovered. That's how Amazon Web Services came into being. And Google needs to A, do that, and B, prove that it's got a compelling price point and a compelling offering. And getting names like Home Depot and Disney and Apple and others on board shows everybody, hey, the marquee clients are here. And if marquee names like Disney or Home Depot will trust their system to you, then a small business or a medium-sized business should do so likewise. And they need to show they can do it too, because it is probably the future of an awful lot of what they're doing and an awful lot of what their competitors would like to take away from them business-wise.
All right, so Diane Greene, she's arguably the center of this whole thing for Google and its cloud ambitions. Used to run VMware, is now kind of taking charge of the business for cloud over at Alphabet/Google. So what exactly can investors take away from these Google Cloud developments, and what are they expecting from someone like Diane Greene?
So they're expecting her to build a profit center. We're looking at Google being third or fourth in this area, depending on how you count it. Google likes to always be first. That's her mandate unambiguously. You're looking at them making $500 million in this business, probably on a backward-looking basis. They want to be 3 or 4 times that in a few years. So if she does her job the way she wants to, and the cloud continues to grow the way we all think it will, you're looking at one of the fastest growth areas, both in terms of name recognition for getting out there to business clients and also for revenue contribution to the overall bottom line there at Alphabet.
And does that ultimately move the stock?
I think it's probably a positive. The Alphabet has a good problem to have, which is it's a big stock with a big earnings number. So even if you take 500 million earnings to $1 billion earnings, is it a tectonic shift in the name? No, but it proves out another technical capability, a nice business-to-business capability, and it also pushes back against the thesis some have that search-based advertising can't be what they rely on to grow, because very few of us think it's going to grow as quickly as this company needs and wants to.
All right, so one more piece of diversification for an already diverse Alphabet/Google. Thank you so much, Max Wolff over at Manhattan Venture Partners, and thanks for watching. I'm Dominic Chu. Have a great day.